Hey everyone, this is Paul and welcome to Common Touch of Fantasy. Today we have something a little bit different. It is a contemporary literature review and we are reviewing Sputnik Sweetheart by Haruki Murakami. First off, I love this paperback. I think it's amazing art. I really liked it. The paper on it was amazing. Like, it was really thick, grabby paper, and I just love the texture of this book, and I love the look of it as well. Sputnik Sweetheart is contemporary fiction, with an emphasis on connecting to the reader emotionally. There is also some surrealism in this book. I have to admit, I am bad at knowing when to call something contemporary fiction, modern fiction, postmodern fiction, and all the other type of classifications that people have for books anymore. Basically, it's general fiction. Sputnik Sweetheart is all about unrequited love and loneliness. Why should you read this book? Here are a few reasons why you should read this book. The explanations of emotions that the characters are feeling are extremely well written by Murakami. It has unique characters that are interesting to read about, that are different than most people we meet every day. Beautiful prose that has a strong element of emotion within the prose. And also, the reader empathizes with the characters very easily because the circumstances that the characters go through are very relatable to the reader. Most everyone has experienced unrequited love in their life. So why should you not read this book? You might not like this book if you don't like contemporary fiction. In fact, the story is secondary to the messages that the book is trying to portray. And also, the magical realism and surrealism in this book is used in the narrative to bring up ideas to the reader, but adds very little to the actual narrative. Things that it reminded me of was The Great Gatsby, mainly the relationship between Daisy and Gatsby. Not the actual book, but just their relationship. Also, if you've ever seen the movie 500 Days of Summer, it's actually one of my favorite movies. There's some similarities between that and this book. The main character in 500 Days of Summer, Tom, creates his entire identity around Summer and her loving him. It's very similar to this book with Sumire creating her entire identity around her love towards Mayu. If you enjoy messages in your books, thematic elements, and strong prose over a strong narrative, you're going to enjoy this book. Alright, so the plot of Sputnik Sweetheart revolves around these three characters. Kei, our narrator, is in love with his closest friend, Sumire. Sumire has an intimate relationship with Kei, but she just considers him her friend. She has no romantic feelings towards him at all. Sumire has romantic feelings towards an older woman called Mayu. Mayu really doesn't have romantic feelings for anybody because of a mysterious past. When Sumire disappears randomly out of the blue, Mayu has to call Kei for his help to try to find her. The plot was good. The first 3/4 of this book were interesting. It centers around these three relationships that just aren't happening, and I was actually engaged with how they felt and how what they felt made me feel. However, Murakami ventures off with a plot and introduces the idea of dual identity with the use of magical realism. There's like a dream world where there's like another version of ourselves, and that other version does uncharacteristically different things than the version that we currently are. I felt that the focus for unrequited love and loneliness were fine. I think that adding this other theme of identity just was too much, and it really didn't make much sense. Also, the disappearance of Sumire felt like a plot device just so that we could read her writing. And when we read her writing, all these other themes were introduced into the book that I just didn't think were necessary. I really don't like plot divergences that are there only to add another theme or to make a message into the book. Make a plot divergence there because it makes the plot better and not to introduce a new theme. The best part of this book is Murakami's writing and how the book made you feel. Murakami writes sweeping passages that just are begged to be reread. There's some parts of this book that are really special. The prose and the writing is just beautiful. And there's so many of these different parts that I just wish that all the sum of the parts added up to something amazing, but because of the weakness of the plot, it just didn't. The writing was good, it's just the follow through of the story just wasn't that great. I'll have to admit that I am an emotional person, and this book did register with me emotionally. The heart factor played a big reason why I did like this book. I have been in situations with unrequited love, and I can definitely relate to these characters. You know, this book did bring up memories of rejection and desire from my past, but what is nice is even though you bring up these painful memories, that through reading this book you can understand that it just wasn't meant to work out, and you get a clearer perspective on these instances of pain to help you accept them, and just to realize that, you know, there were two people that cared about each other, but there just wasn't that romantic love. I might come back to this book later on after I read other Murakami books and reread this book. It is a very rereadable book. It's short, and there are great passages in the book. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads. I enjoyed it. It could have been better. I hope that his future books will be better. It's not a bad book by any sense of imagination, but it's really a book that people that enjoy this genre would enjoy more than someone like myself that reads mostly speculative fiction. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to watch more videos. Like this video. Leave a comment, and thanks for watching, guys. Also follow me on Twitter. You know, I've had a lot of fun doing this the last few months, and I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm glad I'm meeting new friends, and I hope to meet more friends, and I'm glad that I can help the community. Alright, have a good one. Bye.